Most people think that making an extra $500 a month means getting a second job, but I think that's one of the biggest financial mistakes you can make. A few years ago, I needed to make extra money too, but instead of finding another job, I built a few income streams that eventually paid me way more than $500 extra a month. So in this video, I'll show you exactly how they work and which one I start with if I had to do it all over again, so you can do the same. Now, before we start talking about how to make an extra $500 a month, I think we need to talk about the way that most people think about income, because this is where almost everyone gets stuck, because it happened to me too. When people need more money, their first instinct is to think that they need more hours or they need to take on more shifts or to get a second job, because that's how we've been conditioned to think. But the problem is that's a temporary solution, and that's what I call linear income, because 1 hour that you work equals 1 hour that you get paid. But the minute you stop working is the minute that the money stops too. So say you earn $16 an hour. For you to make an extra $500 a month, you need to work around 30 more hours. That's almost another full work week, and that's every single month. Now compare that to someone that builds a few income streams. Maybe they sell things they no longer use, or maybe they monetize a skill that they know, and maybe they start investing with the extra money that they do earn. So each one contributes a little, but when you put them together, they completely change your financial situation. And that's exactly where my first income stream came in. So the easiest place to find extra money is really right in your home right now. Most people are sitting on hundreds and sometimes thousands of dollars of things that they are no longer using that's collecting dust in their home right now. Things like old shoes and clothes, electronics that are stuck in the drawer somewhere, old video games, power tools, sports equipment, trading cards, you name it. So when I first started to earn extra money online by reselling, I didn't have any money to invest, and I didn't have an inventory. So I looked through my home to see what things I wasn't using and I hadn't used in a long time, which for me was clothes and shoes, because I used to buy a lot of clothes and shoes when I was younger. So I started listing those on eBay, and honestly, I really didn't expect much when I first got started. I thought maybe I would come up with enough money to have a nice dinner or to buy myself something nice, but instead I made close to $1,000 in 2 months. And this was the first time that I had made money that wasn't from my employer, because the first part to all of this is to stop thinking of yourself as only an employee. Once you stop thinking of yourself as just an employee, you'll start to see opportunities that are under you right now, which takes me to part 2. Once I was able to start picking up that there are things that are sitting around us all day long that can make us money, I started to look into buying more inventory and learning what sold. So I watched YouTube videos. I would look at those YouTube videos to see what other people were buying and reselling, and then going to the thrift stores and discount stores to see if I could find those same items or brands. And little by little, that side income grew. Eventually, it grew enough to cover all of my utility bills, and that side income has been covering my utility bills since December of 2019. Now think about how powerful that is. You can look at your power bill or your water bill and know that you don't have to touch your paycheck at all to pay for it. You know that your side income is going to take care of it for you every single month. Imagine how much that would change your life. So tonight, pick one room and find 10 things that you haven't used in at least 5 or 6 months. Take pictures of them and list them on eBay or Facebook Marketplace. Don't worry about the perfect listing. Don't worry about the perfect photos, because the goal here isn't to maximize the profit. The goal is to make your first dollar, build some momentum, and learn the game. Because once you get that first notification that you sold an item, that's the first step in you changing your finances forever. But eventually, you run out of things to sell. And it's actually a good thing, because while the things in your home can help you generate quick cash, there's something else that guarantees that you can make money for the rest of your life, which are your skills. So here's something I wish someone told me a long time ago when I was struggling and learning how to make money and how to stop feeling so broke every month. Your biggest asset is probably not the clothes and shoes and the old electronics that are sitting in your drawer. Your biggest asset is what's sitting between your ears, because unlike the things that you sell, the skills and the things that you know can pay you over and over again. Now, when I say sell a skill, a lot of people are gonna think I'm not an expert or I don't know enough, and they start to get this imposter syndrome. They think they don't have anything that people will pay for, but that's almost never true. And the reason for this is because people do not pay for expertise. They pay for results. Nobody hires a pressure washer because they're fascinated with pressure washing and water. They just want a shiny driveway. Nobody hires a bookkeeper because bookkeeping is exciting. They just don't want to spend their Saturdays looking through receipts and credit card statements. And that's why people buy solutions. But you don't have to be the best in the world. You don't need millions of subscribers. You just need to be a few steps of the person that you're helping. I learned that firsthand through fitness coaching. For a couple years, I coached people online that wanted to lose weight, feel confident, and learn how to stick to a fitness plan. But I wasn't a professional bodybuilder. I didn't have all the special certifications, and I didn't have 1 million followers. And they weren't even looking for the best fitness coach in the world. They were looking for someone that could help them get from where they were to where I already was. And that's a huge difference. And that lesson applies to almost any skill that you can think of. Maybe you're better than average at editing videos, or knowing how to use Excel, or photography, or writing resumes, or tutoring math, organizing finances, or running social media pages, knowing how to speak another another language. There are so many problems that people are willing to pay for on a regular basis, but they don't seem exciting on the surface. And these are problems that you don't even have to invent the demand for. You just need to be a little bit better than the person behind you, and they trust you that you can solve their problem. But the biggest mistake when it comes to somebody monetizing their skill, because I dealt with it myself, is spending months preparing, watching the YouTube videos, buying courses, investing in coaches, building websites, designing logos on Canva. They keep planning, and doing more planning, but it's not actually putting money in their pocket. So don't try to build a business first. Try to make your first dollar first and then build a business behind it. Even if it's just one payment and a small payment at that, just get it into your account. Because once you make that first payment, there's proof of concept that you can do this, and you're gonna stop wondering if your skills have value or not. So here's what you do. Write down 3 things that you're a little bit better than average at. Not expert level, but just a little bit better than average. Then ask yourself, what kind of person already pays for this problem to be solved? And pick one. This could be busy moms, this could be overworked dads, whatever it is, pick the kind of person that will want to buy the type of service that you provide. Then you want to make a simple offer. Don't worry about a fancy website, don't worry about branding, colors, and logos. Just one service that you want to offer for a specific price. Because once someone pays you for your knowledge, you stop seeing your skills as hobbies and you see them as an asset that's going to help you to make money over and over again. So by now, you've probably seen a pattern. Everything we talked about is about earning more money, selling things, selling a skill, and creating extra income. But what should you do with that extra money once you start to make it? Because the answer to that question is what separates people that make a little bit of money versus the ones that make a little bit of money and turn it into wealth. Because making money does not automatically make you wealthy. Actually, there are a lot of people that make a good salary and good extra money every year, but they still feel broke because every raise they get or every bonus or every side hustle that they pick up, they end up spending that extra money due to lifestyle creep. So their income grows, but so do their expenses. So even though they're making more money, they're not actually building wealth for the future. They have to stay on that hamster wheel to continue to bring in money. Because making money is only the first half, but keeping it and growing it is the second and the most important half. When I first started reselling and I started to make extra money, I had plenty of opportunities to spend it. And honestly, I wanted to. There were electronics that I wanted, or clothes, or wanted to go out to dinner, things like that, because now I had extra money that I didn't have before. Instead, I treated that money differently. Some of it went back into buying more inventory to grow the reselling business. Some of it helped me to test other income streams like print on demand or even day trading, but I don't recommend day trading. But eventually, a lot of it started to go towards simple and consistent investments. And making that decision to use that extra money to consistently invest has been one of the biggest things that changed my financial future. And that's why so much financial advice is incomplete. A lot of people want to tell you how to make extra money, but they don't really tell you what to do once you have that money. So the real formula is pretty simple. Earn more money, keep more money, and invest more money. Then you repeat that process over and over again every single month. So the first time you make money outside of your regular paycheck, don't spend all of it, no matter how tempting it may be. Decide today what percentage of that money you're going to put towards some type of assets. This could be something as simple as an index fund. The specific investment doesn't matter as much. The main thing is building a habit of using that money to pay yourself first. So if you figured out how to make an extra $500 or more a month, the next question is, what do you buy with that extra money? Well, in this next video, I'll show you the exact investing system that I follow that'll teach you how to turn a small amount of money into a large amount of money. Thanks for watching.